in the house like kitchen sinks. We live. Hopefully you like the video. Feel free to comment, ask any sort of questions you may want to ask, if you will. Sure. That post notifications, so anytime I bring you this action, this heat, guess what? You're amongst the first to receive it. Now, with no further ado, allow me to get into this evening's live video, if you will. You know, I've been discussing the first things first. So let me rewind. Let me rewind real briefly. I was supposed to go live last night. I made a video apologizing. I had it scheduled and it wouldn't allow me to go live, technical difficulty. So I just wanted to once again apologize because, I am a man of my word. If I can't do something, I at least come back and let you know why it didn't happen. And so it really wasn't my fault. But at the same time, I offer my apologies for those that may have been waiting to see me live last night, or to hear me rather. I'm not like I'm some celebrity or anything. So, anyone that wanted to, hear what I had to say last night, if you will. Yeah, I've been discussing the Jay Williams situation often, a lot, lately rather. And it's crazy because, some days I'm like, okay, I'm going to discuss something else. But then all the comments and the questions, because I actually gave my real phone number out. People hit me up. They call me, they text me, and they ask me questions, and a lot of it is about the Jay Williams saga as it continues. So therefore, why not stop speaking on it? People share some sort of an interest in that Jay Williams situation, so I've been speaking on it. But another thing people like to talk about on my channel is Fleece Johnson. I'm not sure. I'm not familiar. Well, I'm not sure, as I should say. I'm not sure if you all are familiar with Fleece Johnson. I know some of you all are. But if you're not familiar with Fleece Johnson and you see this video, just do a quick Google search. Fleece Johnson. I want to briefly talk about Fleece Johnson. Tongue-tied. Fleece Johnson, he is from the turf, the home turf. I'm from Kentucky. He's from Kentucky. He's in Louisville, Kentucky. So y'all go check him out, 502 Hustler Spirit. Well, actually, it's Hustler Spirit 502. That's his channel. He tells some amazing stories. So yeah, y'all go check Fleece out. But even though I already touched on it on a prior video, I just want to say that a lot of Fleece Johnson's stories that he tells, they're entertaining. I mean, there's been some stories that he told that just outright had me rolling around on the ground. You know what I'm saying? Like, Fleece Johnson is very, very entertaining. And I had someone in my comments say, well, Fleece Johnson, he did over 40 years, so he doesn't know anything about the internet. He doesn't know. Let me tell you something. You adapt very, very quickly when you come home from prison. Because if you don't, then you don't. And you get left behind. Fleece Johnson understands them YouTube checks that are coming in. You feel me? So therefore, he understands that he has to keep the people engaged. He has to keep the people entertained. So the stories that he tells, he's telling, actual stories that happened to him during his 40 years of incarceration. Got a 12-year sentence and turned it into a 40-year sentence. And he actually served 40 years. Now, the thing about Fleece Johnson is that he knows how to tell these stories, and he puts it in such a manner to where it's like you're on the edge of your seat. You can't wait to hear what he says next, because there's no telling what he's gonna say next. I had a little flack, not much, but I had a little flack because I had made a video and I simply said I don't believe every Fleece Johnson story. And people, were you locked up with him? Fleece Johnson's the real deal. He would have did this to you if you was there. He would have did that to you if you was there. You know, I laughed it off for the simple fact that I understand that some people don't have the capacity to understand that just because you may not agree with the person, it doesn't mean that you're hating on that person. Just, hey, I don't fully agree with you. I don't fully believe everything that you're telling me. So that's all that I was saying in my video. Do I believe Fleece Johnson stories? Absolutely. Absolutely. I ran into a guy on one of my routes. Like I got a hell of a job or something. Yeah, one of my routes. I mean, I just deliver food. You know what I'm saying? So one of my food delivery routes, because yeah, we're gonna keep it real here at Realkens. And we got to talking or whatever, and he was like, yeah, man, I just, I did 35 years, in Eddyville, and Eddyville's the state pen in Kentucky. That's the maximum security. That's where Fleece Johnson did the majority of his time at. That's where Death Row's at. So he's telling me these things, and I'm listening to him. I said, so you're very familiar. I said, so you're familiar with Fleece Johnson? He was like, man, I'm very familiar with, with Fleece, and he got to talking to me. I didn't have very long, but he got to talking to me and telling me different stories, and there's going to be an interview with that individual coming soon. And he can tell his own Fleece Johnson stories, the things that he recalls and that he remembers about Fleece Johnson. But he validated in that short amount of time that I had when I was there, he validated several key things about Fleece. He said, let me tell you about a crazy SOB. He was the real deal. So I got to telling him about his YouTube channel, Hustle Spirit 502. Have no affiliation with them. Never even met those guys over there. Like I said, we just from the turf, man, and I just try to support, man. You feel me? So I got to telling him a couple, stories about, what Fleece has said. He said 100% true, 100% accurate. He said Fleece Johnson used to break handcuffs. They would have to double cuff him, put 2 pair of handcuffs on him. Now, for you all that's never been in handcuffs, let me explain this to you. I've heard of people slipping out of handcuffs, flexible and able to slide out of handcuffs or whatever. But to break a pair of handcuffs is unheard of. I've seen it in the movies. I've heard of it online and on TV. But this guy that I've never met before validated Fleece Johnson's story about breaking handcuffs. He validated Fleece Johnson's stories about ripping metal beds out of the flooring in a cell. See, in a prison cell, everything is concrete and steel. So just imagine how hard it would be to rip a commode, if you will, porcelain commode out of your bathroom at home. We're talking metal with steel floors, bolted down. Said Fleece Johnson would rip the toilets out, the sinks out, the beds out, then take the bed and bang them against the bars until the bars started to bend. I was like, wow, it's crazy that you say that, because he told the exact same story on one of his videos, and I doubted that. I doubted that he was bending jail bars. He's like, nah, brother, let me tell you, man, that Fleece Johnson, he was the guy you want to stay away from as far as when it came to, beef, problems. Said he give you a shirt off his back, man. Helped a whole lot of inmates. But one thing he didn't tolerate was disrespect. And it didn't matter who it was from. He didn't care if it was the warden. He didn't care if it was the mayor. He didn't care if it was the governor. He didn't care if it was the correction officers, whoever it was. He wasn't tolerating any sort of disrespect. So those are the things that, he told me about Fleece Johnson. I was just like, wow, man. Wow. Now, I still think that he exaggerates some of his stories because he has to, in a sense. I don't think he's lying about any of his stories, but I think he puts a little extra on there. Ain't nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. You have to entertain the people. You have to, entertain, your followers, your viewers. So I don't think Fleece Johnson is lying by any stretch of the imagination. And the majority of the things that he says, I believe, are 100% accurate. But perhaps 3% of his stories, 5% of his stories, he kind of puts a little extra on. He told one story about how when he was a young man, before he went into Eddyville, that, what did he say? I believe he said he got into the police shot into his car like several times. And his family thought that he was gone. He was dead. He just disappeared. He said they had a funeral for him and everything. And one day, just out of the blue, like a few months later, he just popped up. I thought that might have been a little far-fetched. And the guy that was interviewing him, he was like, come on, Fleece, man. So you just popped up after 3 months as a kid. Nobody knew where you was at. You just popped up. Fleece said, hey, yeah, man, I'm telling you, man, hey, it's documented. He had a shirt on, said it's documented. So he was like, it's documented. Fleece Johnson, when he says it's documented, man, you got no choice but to believe him. You know what I mean? You got no choice but to believe him because he say it's documented. You feel me? So, yeah, he's definitely entertaining. He doesn't appear to be the individual that he once was. He's older now. Productive member of society, a growing, successful YouTube channel, so he's just telling his stories. People, they want to call him a booty bandit. They want to say that, he was in prison raping people. The guy was like, man, Fleece Johnson wasn't in there raping people, man. Yeah, he was doing his thing, which I don't condone, but it was with people that, they were all willing. He didn't force anyone to do anything. Cree 901, Jay Williams paperwork just released. Oh, yeah? Where's it at? What does it say? This is a Q&A, so feel free to ask anything. Say anything. We can talk about anything. I don't know how long I'm going to be on here. It just depends. It depends on, how I'm feeling. Actually, not how I'm feeling, the engagement, the activity. Look it up. It's mean. So, I mean, can you give us for the people that are watching and may watch eventually, can you give us a overview? Cree 901, can you give us an overview as far as what it might say? Just outline, some of those things. London, Henry Clark, what's up, London? London into his house. You know what I mean? Hey, I fool with London, man. If my channel ever blows up, I'm trying to tell you, I'm coming to London, man. I got a lot of supporters over in London, man, that comment, that send me nothing but positive messages. Man, I never been there, but I love London. You know what I'm saying? Everybody seems so cool in London, man. I fool with London, man. You know what I mean? I definitely do. Cree 901 says Jay Williams paperwork just released. They added assault and battery on top of the other 2 gun charges. I haven't seen these charges. I haven't seen any paperwork. This is just what's coming across the screen. This is just what's coming across the screen while I'm on here live. Supposedly Jay Williams paperwork released. I don't know. I don't know if it's factual. I don't know if it's something that's made up online. I'm not saying that it's not factual. I'm just saying I haven't, with my own 2 eyes, I haven't seen any Jay Williams paperwork. You feel me? I know that they will go and add charges. I've experienced that. You know what I mean? So yeah, we're gonna all find out. But yeah, I'm glad London's in the house, man. There's a wow, it's off the top of my head. There's a podcast or a YouTube channel, and I cannot think of the name off the top of my head. We've corresponded a couple times, and they talk about No Limit Records. No Limit Records. And I cannot remember the name. So I watch his channel very in the 90s, early 2000s. They were on No Limit Records when they were very successful. And he gets on there and he just talks about it. I just can't remember the name. But we'll figure it out. But yeah, we just kind of relaxing tonight. I said, man, I want to get on here and engage. See, my whole thing is with my YouTube channel, I want to engage with the people, especially now to where it's easier because I don't really have that many subscribers right now. Now, y'all start sharing my videos and that would change. You know what I mean? But right now, I don't have that many subscribers, so it's easier for me to engage. When I get comments, I can respond to a lot of the comments. You know, you get to the point to where you got 40, 50,000 subscribers and you getting hundreds, 7, 8, 900, 1,000 comments. There's no possible way that you can respond to all of them. So I say, okay, I'm going to go ahead and plant the seed early, start going live and doing things like that because I appreciate everybody. I appreciate everybody that tunes in. I don't care if I only have 2 viewers, 1 viewer. It doesn't even matter because you just as important to me as if I had, 100,000 viewers. I'm homesick with COVID. I made a Realkens playlist and okay, hey, man, much love. Much love, Cree 901. Said I made a Realkens list and listen to all the long videos. That's why sometimes when I'm laying down or I'm driving, sometimes I want to hear a long video. I want to hear, hour-long video, 45-minute video. But I hope that you get well soon. I know that COVID is no joke. I appreciate you. I love the channel, Mr. Kens. First of all, like I said, I hope you get well real soon. And you'll be back out there before you know it. There's nothing you can really say. You be as safe as you can possibly be. COVID is it just is what it is, man. So, I'm praying for you. Nothing but love for you. Nothing but love for UK. You know what I mean? Once again, shown nothing but love from UK. All of you all show me love. You feel me? So, get well soon. I was just on here talking about Fleece Johnson and touching on the Jay Williams situation. Not sure if you all familiar with Fleece Johnson. Takes time, man. I'm talking real. You would get big. Oh yeah, absolutely. And I understand that actually I'm sorry. I got it mixed up. Henry Clark is from the UK. Cree 901, homesick with COVID. I still meant it. I just got your locations mixed up. Wherever you at, man, I got nothing but love for you, man. Realkens, man. But yeah, there's no rush with my channel. I don't do any videos trying to go viral. When I do a video, it's just something that's on my mind and something that's on my heart. And something in response to, the comments that people leave me. I don't do anything. I just understand that over time, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. I've only had my channel for 5 months. So, I'm learning as I go. People ask me, Realkens, why you don't edit? I will get into editing. I will eventually put an intro on my channel. I could easily do it. But my thing is this. When I'm ready to drop a video and bring you out that action, that heat, guess what? I'm ready to drop a video. I don't have time to, take two. I'm definitely not saying that I'm is a gimmick. I'm just simply saying that I know that there are people that want to hear me. I know that there are people that want to, hear my take on certain situations. So I just dropped the video. I'm not sure how many of y'all are familiar with Master P on here. I want to touch on him. Not literally touch, a pause. Double pause. Man, I shouldn't even say that. I wanted to speak. I want to speak on him, just briefly, because he inspired me. See, when he was when No Limit Records was really, really like running the hip hop industry, when he come out with an album, man, he just throws it, he'd throw it right out. Mix it, master it, put it out. He didn't really do a whole lot of, and that's where I get my grind and my work ethic from. When I put a video out, I don't want to edit it for 2 hours. And no, man, put it out. Man, put it out to the people. The people want to hear it. When I have 500,000 subscribers, guess what? I'll be the exact same way that I am now. Put it out to the people, man. I love engaging with people. I love talking to people. I love, just getting different perspectives, different opinions, I never get mad when people don't agree. That's the thing that people don't tend to understand with the whole Jay Williams situation. Now, when I say people, I mean figuratively. I'm not talking, about everybody, because most people are showing love. But like, you have some people that jump on there, but where they at now? All the people that have negative things to say, I'm live. It's my second time going live. You have an opportunity to ask me any sort of questions right now. Where you at? Nowhere to be found. Y'all make sure y'all share my videos. You know what I'm saying? Start sharing my videos if you don't mind. No demands or anything of that nature. I'm just saying, share my videos and we can grow. We can grow together, man. And you'll be like, man, I remember that guy, man, when he only had 1,500 subscribers. Some of y'all been with me when I had 100 subscribers. Then I got, just under 1,600. Pretty soon it'll be 2,000. Then you look up, it'll be 4,000. Then you look up, it'll be 10,000. And you'll be able to say, man, this guy, man, I remember him. And he's exactly the same. You feel me? It's just one of those things to where I don't mind a person giving their opinion, but just don't kick a person when they're down, man. That's the only thing that just gets under my skin. It makes me cringe, man. Like when people kick a person when he's down, because a police report, as I've stated in several other videos, a police report is a piece of paper that someone came down to the police station and said, this person did this to me. Then you have the other individual on the other side of the but yeah, I'm not saying that, Jay Williams is all the way 1,000% innocent. I'm not saying that. But look at it like this. If your life had a microscope on it, everything that you did was exposed to the public, understand that people will look at you differently just as well. Now, before, my internet problems occurred, I was speaking on how, a person can just write anything on a police report. And oftentimes that's what they're going to go with. Just how it works. You got a lot of people that's never been in the system before. So when they jump on there and I'm so disappointed in Jay, I believe he did this. I can't. We don't know. Why are you supporting Jay Williams? Why are you? I was supporting him before this happened with him. All of a sudden now, just, you know what? I don't fool with Jay Williams because they said he did this. Once again, that's one of my themes. Who is they? They said that. Who is they? The police is they for the, the sarcastic. The police. That's who they is. Okay. They weren't there. I've been accused of something that I didn't do before. I've had charges vastly exaggerated. So that's why I'm on board so heavily. I'm on board. This guy's an inspiration. I don't care what people say. How can you look at him as an inspiration? Before this happened, whatever happened, I looked at him as an inspiration. Now, and all of a sudden, now he's not an inspiration. Jay Williams, man, is a person I've never met. I've been clear about that. He inspired me to start my YouTube channel. Him and Big Hurt 916 from the Fresh Out Prison series. Those are the two prison channels that I primarily watched. Those are the main ones that I watch. I don't really watch too many other prison channels. Not hating on anybody, but a lot of people, man, just be lying, man. I'm going to just keep it real with you. They're lying. It's all for views. It's all for, I don't do that over here. Any story that I tell, man, I seen it. I was there. I was, I don't do any made up stories. It's so easy to make up a prison story. I could easily do that. I'm not trying to give myself any sort of credit or things of that nature. But how can I call myself RealkenzTV when I'm not being real because I'm making up stories? YouTube can be lucrative. I'm not going to lie to you. You can be lucrative. So people oftentimes go for the money. They go for the money, but that's just not me. I could tell stories. Yeah, I was in a maximum security, and I was in there knocking people out, and I was in there stabbing people, and I was in there, they didn't play with me, man. I was one they knew not to fool with me. What am I going to lie for? What am I going to lie for? There's no reason for me to lie. I ain't never been violent. I've never had a violent case. I wasn't out here stealing, or I wasn't out here robbing. I wasn't out here shooting people. I wasn't out here selling, kilos of cocaine and fentanyl and heroin. I wasn't in the pen stabbing people. I'm just a stand-up guy. I'm just me. I'm minding my business. One guy, I was watching his channel the other day, one of his videos, he's talking about how he scared all the booty bandits, protecting somebody that didn't even have anything to do with him, which is having a good heart, don't get me wrong. But because he had one knife, but it's several of them, he scared all the booty bandits away. Yeah, he got hundreds of thousands of views. I'll get there. I ain't tripping. Turtle don't always lose a race. I just started, man. But I'm not really getting a whole lot of traffic on here tonight. You know what I mean? And that's cool. Hopefully you all see the video after the fact. And we're going to grow together, man. I just want to jump on here, address a couple things. I talked about Fleece Johnson. Y'all check out Fleece Johnson over at Hustler Spirit 502 out of Louisville, Kentucky. I talked about Jay Williams. I addressed Master P a little bit. That's just somebody that I kind of look up to as far as inspiration that inspires me to do certain things. I've answered every question or whatever. So, hey, I catch y'all on the next one, man. RealkenzTV. We out.